Hey everyone, welcome to a new challenge video. In this video I'm going to make the most dangerous roller coaster in OpenRCT2. Now, in the beginning of this video you will see me building the coaster. If you want to skip this, I'll leave a timestamp in the video description so you can skip to the end. Anyway, yeah, what I want to do in this video is make a coaster that has some very dangerous elements. Stuff like you would see in video thumbnails of most dangerous roller coasters ever seen. So like a loop with a missing top, like you could see in the thumbnail. Stuff like that, but also some other dangerous stuff. Anyway, I don't want to take too long making this coaster, so I will just start building it now. I'll use the B&M track here, mostly because it's it has the most elements to use. Maybe I'll switch it to a Giga Coaster track later, but it will cost me a bit more time to build it. Okay, I'll go with the floorless roller coaster. Let's put it in test mode. And to start off, I just want to make it go around here. Actually, I'll probably give it a little spiral here. And then first off, I want to have a booster track. But it will not be a normal booster track, there will actually be several trains intersecting with the track. So I want the coaster train to pass the first train right before it hits it, and the second train, well, right after the train has passed. I think something like that will be a cool effect. Alright, I think this is close enough for crossing. You can see the train just barely, it just passes right after this train has cleared the track. And it will also pass right in front of this train. Okay, I'm just going to make this look a little bit more nice. And make a little tunnel here. Then I'll remove these track pieces to prevent ghost stations from forming. And then I can move on to the next section of the coaster. Okay, in order to save time in this park, I'm just going to make it from one angle. So also in the video later we will only be looking from this angle, and that should save quite a lot of time in the end. Okay, the booster track section is done. So now I'm just going to make a transition into a loop where I want to remove the top part. Just like you have probably seen in a thumbnail of a video about the most dangerous roller coasters. Okay, removing the top of this loop is actually quite easy. Let's see. Yeah, I think I like it this way. This will make a great thumbnail with the coaster car suspended here in the middle. and probably some arrows pointing at this missing track. Okay, it looks like I've run into a slight issue here. The map is actually so high up. Well, that's something I will need later on in the video. But because of that, I cannot really scroll any further in this direction. So, yeah, I think I'm going to redo the layout a bit. So the loop is on this side. And that should help me actually get a good view of the coaster. Now, something which the game provides in well, when you install Open Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 is path crossings for miniature trains. So I think it will also be fun to have some of those for this coaster. So here I'm simply going to hide these track pieces, and I'll replace them with some miniature train track, and that should allow me to have a path crossing here. It will probably look quite silly, but that's I think it will be something that's fun to have for this coaster. Now, in order to actually get guests to walk somewhere, it's usually helpful to place something at the end of a path, just so the guests actually have a destination there. So that's what I'm going to do here. So let's go over here, and here we'll make a new destination for the guests, a toilet. Okay, world's most dangerous coaster, of course, is not complete without a jump in the track. So that's what I'm going to build here. We can probably have it jump over a pit of fire or something. Okay, thought it would be fun to actually add a crashed train here in this burning pit of doom. I think this is a nice decoration for this little area here. Okay, now this is a jump that we have. I will now let the train go around a curve here, and then I'll add the next section. Okay, so something which I really want this roller coaster to have is a teleporting section. So here I will hide some mini golf holes, and that will teleport the train to a place that's further on. So I'll probably make it go do a 180-degree turn over here, and then it will pop out here again. Okay, I probably spent too much time on this, but I think these portals look pretty cool in the end. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the way I made them look. Okay, the next part of the coaster is also the reason why the map is so high. I want to make a shoestring for this coaster. Basically what I want to have is a part of the track where this part of the coaster actually looks like it will drop down off the track, but the other half of the train, which will be underground, will actually be pulling the train back up the track. Now, this will make testing the train a little bit more annoying, but yeah, that's just something I'll have to live with. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to make a switchback track, and only at the very end I'll actually turn it into a shoestring coaster. But I'll prepare for this track to actually be placed here. Okay, over here I now just put a vertical spike so the train goes backwards again, but in the eventual coaster there will just be a downward track here, and the other half of the train, which will be on an underground track, will actually be going on a... yeah, that train will be on a steep track that goes upwards, and it will actually stop the train from going down here, and it will actually pull it back up again. Well, this explanation may have been a little bit difficult to follow, but you'll probably see what I mean when it's actually done. Okay, over here I want to make a drop track. Now, it may not actually be the most dangerous thing you'll find in this game, but the way it is done in this game, I think it will look pretty spectacular. If you haven't seen my tutorial yet, you'll probably be wondering what I'm doing here. But basically I will extend the track here, make the train go very slow, and then when it goes forwards it will actually drop through the track. All the cars will go on separate tracks to a lower track, and there the train will speed up again. Okay, I think the drop track looks pretty cool in the end. You can actually see the train go here. Here it will break. Now I will make a shoestring here at the end, just to make sure that the train breaks before it actually reaches this part. Now, something which I really want this coaster to have next is a sharknado. Now, if you don't know what a sharknado is, basically it's a mixture between a tornado and sharks. So it's a really great movie as well called Sharknado. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. So what I'm going to do here is, well, I'll make this coaster spiral upwards. And I will make some green particles which make it look like there's a lot of wind. And I'll also have some sharks go around here in spirals with the coaster train in between. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this sharknado. I think I'll actually keep the track like this. I could make it invisible, but I think this looks enough like a tornado. Let's put it like that. Okay, all that's left for me now is to complete the track. So I will probably just make some underground track here back to the station of the coaster. Okay, now it's time for another time-consuming part. So I want to have a shoestring here. So in order for that, I'm going to duplicate the track below ground. So I'm going to have to make a copy of this track. And on that copy of the track, I'll put the back half of this train. Or, well, I'll make this train longer and I'll put the back half of the train on the other track. And that should allow me to manipulate this train in such a way that instead of dipping down here into this fire pit, it will go backwards again. Okay, here's the defining moment. So the back half of the train will be going on this underground track, and as the front half goes down here, the back half goes up here on a steeper track. So that should slow down the train and make it move backwards. So this train will go forwards a little bit here and then move backwards, if everything goes correctly, that is. So quite a lot of work to actually make this happen, but yeah, I think the result will be worth it. Okay, I'm quickly going to save the game, and I really hope this works. Okay, just going to quickly test it and see if it actually does what I want it to do. That's not right. The problem is probably that the train has become a lot heavier because it now has a second train underground. So I'm going to drop the mass of those vehicles to 0, and that should help keep everything right. Alright, it seems to be working fine now after some tweaking. So now it looks like I've broken the synchronization with this train, so that's something I'll have to fix. But after that, it's just a matter of making stuff look nice, and then it should be good to go. Okay, our track seems to be functioning correctly. I've fixed the syncing of the trains. Now the stats do seem to be a little bit extreme, but I can probably fix that. I know some ways to modify the stats of a ride, so that should not be an issue. Okay, what I'm going to be focusing on is just tweaking stuff. I just want everything here to look nice, and after that we can actually take a ride on this coaster. Alright, for some reason I feel like I've been polishing a third for an hour. But yeah, the coaster is done. I think I've decorated it enough. So yeah, I suggest you sit back and enjoy the show.